TitleMatchNetwork.com.
ECW, of course, when it went out of business, a lot of the guys went up to WWE and, Vince hired them. What was it like for you when you never got the call to go? Or were you ever...
I never expected the call. And two, for the money that they're paying those guys, there was no way you're putting me on the road for 4 or 5 days a week for that kind of money.
Right.
But a lot of guys... I was making more money outside of this business than I was inside of this business up until I signed that. In fact, my first year that I made $250,000 for WCW, I made $375,000 in the construction business that year. So I had had an income before my wrestling income got bigger than that. You know what I mean? A lot of guys, all they have is that wrestling income. Vince is the only game in the United States, really the only good game in the United States right now. So you got to play ball the way he plays, and I'll take my ball and go home.
Why do you think you never got a call?
Probably because I blew smoke in Vince McMahon's face, and I think it was '96 when we were doing that angle up. It might have been the Hammerstein Ballroom when I came out from underneath the bleachers, and I don't know, I might have caned the Dudleys or something like that, and then Sabu jumped off on the Raven. He did a helo or something on the Raven. That night I blew smoke in Vince's face, and I don't think he was real happy about that. And then again, he's notorious for not liking guys with drug problems, you know what I mean? And I never tried to hide the fact that I did drugs, you know what I mean? So I did drugs, I still took care of my business, you know what I mean? I got houses everywhere, I got businesses, I take care of my family, you know what I mean? My kids are well adjusted. So if I like to do recreational drugs, then so be it. But so many other guys hid the fact. I didn't hide the fact, and I'm sure that company doesn't like that.
Now, in 2001, ECW on WWE TV did the Invasion angle. I don't know, did you ever see it?
What was that?
The ECW angle that was on WWE TV with the Invasion.
Was I in it?
You were not in it, but...
What year was this?
2001. They did the... Okay, you never seen it?
No.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the way WWE uses...
Oh, wait a minute. When they did it with the Dudleys and Van Dam and stuff like that?
And Paul A. Dreamer, they all got together.
Yeah, didn't they squash it after
After 2 weeks, probably.
Just like they do with a lot of angles, you know what I mean? They throw it out there. I mean, they got Ohio Valley. You would think they would try some of these things there before they bring them up to national television.
I think it would have worked.
I'm not sure how that company works, but everybody, I think back then it would have worked a lot better because they still would have thought that ECW was a separate entity. But now that they know that it's all the same umbrella, it's really hard to work the company against the same company.
Well, don't you also feel that Vince maybe didn't want to put over the ECW guys over the WWE talent, making ECW look stronger?
I think Vince wants to do whatever's going to make money.
All right. What are your thoughts on the way WWE uses the ex-ECW guys now?
I don't know about anybody else except about I see Van Dam, I see Rey Mysterio, I see the Dudleys, Eddie Guerrero, and I like Spike Dudley on that Thursday night. What is it, on that SmackDown show? And
yeah.
I don't think with the people that are in control up in that company, I don't think you're ever going to get higher than bottom of the top or top of the middle. You know what I mean? So.
Speaking of that, RVD right now, he's not even on either of the two big. He's on Velocity, which is like a...
I just saw him on SmackDown last night.
Was he? Okay, my bad. Maybe they just put him back on there.
Well, yeah, him and Rey Mysterio were tag team partners. But I do know from watching that SmackDown show, I was getting very sick and tired of seeing the same damn matches every week. You know what I mean? They would mix it up a little. They'd have a tag team against a tag team, and then they'd do the one-on-one with the running by the other two tag team guys later. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like they'd mix it up a lot, you know?
Do you feel a lot of the guys in ECW are victims of politics?
Politics up there?
Yeah.
I think anybody that's on the wrong side of Hunter, I think that's the politic there, from what I hear.
Right. Do you think a lot of the ECW guys get a typecast from not working WWE, such as yourself, Balls, and Axel?
Yeah, I guess, but like in my case, I can go out there and wrestle. You know what I mean? I went through school just like everybody else did. Look, I don't know the names of the damn holds, but if you show me what you want to do, I can work with the best of them. You know what I mean? But one, that's not fun to me in a match, and two, that's not what the people want to see from me. So if I'm typecast from being like a hardcore guy, then that's fine, and so be it. You know?
Right.
But I know, and Balls Mahoney too. If you ever watched Balls work with that guy, the guy that used to powerbomb, Mike Awesome used to powerbomb him over through the table. Him and that guy used to have unbelievable matches. You know what I mean? Balls can work his ass off. Balls can work his ass off too. You know what I mean? But he'd much rather go out there and bleed. You know what I mean? And that's okay. I don't agree so much with the bleed, although I do usually bleed before I'm even in the ring by splashing a beer curd on my head. But that's a different kind of blood, you know? That's a different kind of blood than like the blood and guts you get from somebody raking a cheese grater over your head or something like that. That's like part of my character getting psyched up for the match, you know what I mean? I'm not so much into the blood and guts part of a match anymore. But yeah, I like the hardcore style, and those guys do too.
Who is the smartest person that you've ever met in the wrestling business?
Probably a couple. Cactus Jack, Terry Funk, Scotty.
As far as being the stupidest person you've ever met in the business?
Pick any one of them.
Has any parents ever come out and complained about your gimmick?
No, because I'm not really. I tone it down if there's a lot of kids out in the audience or something like that. If I'm doing like an indie show or something like that, but there weren't many kids in an ECW crowd. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, I guess actually the Giant, I think he did it a couple of times. Was there any guys that you thought tried to mimic your gimmick?
Well, no, and nor did I care, because I wasn't the first person to ever come to the ring with a Singapore cane. You know what I'm saying? So who the hell am I to say what you can or can't do or try?
Yeah, actually, Steve Austin, you know, he does the beer drinking and stuff like that.
Yeah, but Steve, he doesn't do it the way I do it. You know what I'm saying? He'll have a beer after a match or something like that. You know what I mean? But I don't. You know, a lot of people have said to me, "Oh, do you think he stole your character or something like that?" No, absolutely not.
So that doesn't bother you at all? Just
hell no.
What are your biggest regrets?
I don't actually know if. I don't really have any regrets, because I always did things that the way I wanted to do them. You know what I mean? I'm really a calculated person, so I'm not going to do something that I'm going to regret later.
What do you think the biggest misconception about the Sandman is?
That I'm an idiot. You know what I mean? That I'm just a drunk that goes out there and that just wants to beat up people when especially I get it from a lot of other wrestlers too. You know what I mean? When I'm like, if I'm just sitting around and I hear these guys going over their match, and I'm like, well, guys, you don't want to do it that way. You got to think about this. Why are you here? Why are you here? I'm really into the aspect of why you're there, how you got there, and where you want to go. I don't care if it's a 6-minute match. It's all a little story, and it's got a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's got an arc to it. Just like if you're writing a play, if you're writing a screenplay, or putting together a novel, anything, you know, it's got a beginning, a middle, to an end, and know where the hell you are and be there.
Title Match Network, your source for everything pro wrestling, with exclusive live pay-per-views featuring top talent from around the world.
Oh, I like that one.
Details direct from the source, with deep diving shoot interviews and podcasts.
I love it. I love being a part of Title Match Network.
Get extreme with exclusive death matches.
I threw the door!
And of course, the best selection in women's wrestling available.
Oh! What's gonna happen? Oh!
With thousands of clips featured on Title Match Network's YouTube channel with over 2.3 million subscribers.
Oh!
All at the tips of your fingers. Every style available 24/7 on demand. Visit TitleMatchNetwork.com to sign up today and start watching instantly.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.
TitleMatchNetwork.com